At Final Jeopardy. Here comes the category. The 1960s. Think back. Some of you weren't even around. What would be included when we come back?
Well, at least I know if I miss this Final Jeopardy, I can just pretend that Alex told me it was before my time. Welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams, and that's just one of many things I don't like hearing Alex say, and other of them is no harm, no foul when all three players miss a clue.
No harm, no foul on that. It's the line.
Don't say that, Quebec. Yes, all their scores are reduced by the same amount, but the proportions change. It doesn't really matter here. You have three very close scores, although there could be some mind games here. Not too many, though, because they're just way too close. Man, did anyone want that daily double at the end? I know Carter was trying to hunt for it when there were two categories left. When there are three categories left and two daily doubles still in play, time to go for the bottom of the board and see if you can dig it up. If you find it and you like the category, good luck, go big. If you don't like the category, well, someone else might like the category and you just stole it out from under them. That's not great strategic play. Joyce's wager was not good either because it put her in no man's land, basically, in a close third, but not close enough. Okay, let's get to work here. It's going to be 12-4. So the most that Ricky could wager is 11. 8. Yeah, minus 600 more. And the most that Joyce can wager, take 1,200 off of that, is going to be 10-6. All right. Joyce doubles up, she can have 23-6. I like that number. So 10-6 out of Ricky. He's got this very narrow range to go into. 10-6, 2,400. Cap it at, what was that going to be? 1,200, 9,400, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, mind games. There's no reason for Carter to cover Joyce only, but to cover Ricky's 11-8 is certainly feasible. I wouldn't recommend it here. I actually wouldn't recommend any mind games here, unless I'm Carter and I don't like this category. Of course, I've already forgotten what it was. Oh, the 1960s, because I've already forgotten the category because it was before my time. 600 at most for Carter. I'm just going to go straight to third order wagers. Joyce, I guess at least 1,200 and at most 1,200. For Ricky, that's interesting. And for Joyce, I'm going to say at least the difference between those two is 1,800. So twice that's 3,600. So 3,600 at a minimum. I guess Joyce could even cap her wager at something smaller. She could go for 4,000. That would be an optimal wager, I'd say, here. I had a lot of thoughts about today's game. Of course, during that sideburns category, I knew Martin Van Buren was going to show up. Thanks to that video that I had a while ago when I shaved. And Sarah McNitt introduced me to the Martin Van Buren Appreciation Society or something along those lines. I also like the sweater look on Ricky. Of course, I am a guy who wears a lot of sweaters. Unfortunately, that time of year is ending. Or fortunately. Oh, hush.
Contestants do, but here is the clue for them.
Jesus.
In 1963, he wrote to Martin Luther King seeking a united front of all Negro factions against a common problem posed by a common enemy. 30 seconds.
Is this a freaking Kids Week clue, or am I just over... Oh, it was. This can't be that easy. If it's that easy, that's just embarrassing. All Negro factions. Yeah, that sounds like a Malcolm X term. Who else would it be? This is an embarrassing final clue.
All right, Joyce, we're coming to you first. You had 11,800. Will that total go up or down? You came up with Malcolm X as your response, and you are right.
Oh my God.
So your total will go up by 6,000. You're at 7,000.
Writers, you should be ashamed of yourselves for putting that as a Final Jeopardy clue.
He had 13,000. He came up with Malcolm X also. He will add.
Good wager.
Wow, 10,601. He's now in the lead with 23,601. Over to Carter. What is his response? Malcolm X, he's right. Did he risk more than 10,001?
Good wager as well.
12,401. He's the new champion with 26,001. Big payday. Big payday indeed. And he gets to Carter.
You know, there's really nothing I hate more on Jeopardy than when a game comes down to such an incredibly easy clue that whoever's in the lead, provided that wager to block the other people out, automatically wins. We had one of those last week. We had an impossibly difficult one last week too. The ideal difficulty for a final clue is one that one or two players get right, that you have a mixed bag on. Someone figures it out. It's so well written that maybe you don't right off the bat, but it has a clue or two in there that you can pick up on to narrow down. And I've talked about that many times in the past. That's just pathetic, and that's below the standard of Jeopardy that I've come to appreciate. Wow, I hit it right off the lens and back into the basket of markers that I keep up here. I was watching the beginning of the game off. I was doing something in the kitchen, and I heard this duo has a rapper and a producer, and I was like, oh, it's got to be Gnarls Barkley. Well, if I'd seen the picture, I would have got it, obviously, because I like Macklemore and I like Ronnie Lewis, and I know what they look like. I've seen them perform live. During that tie category, there was a clue about an ascot, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was a car commercial when I was maybe 13 or 14, and it was definitely pushing the envelope. There was a bunch of guys dressed up in nice clothing around a fancy dinner, and one of them says, "You drive a sports car?" And the other guy says, "You bet your ascot I do." And everyone's just, I can't believe he said that. Just along the lines of Grey Poupon decency, just being torn up by Cadillac or Pontiac or whatever car company that was. Let's see. Nice crackle plug. I noticed that. Although the Three Stooges are on there, I may have to go check that out later. And yeah, that Strauss clue. I don't understand why they didn't ask for more specificity there, because there's Johann, there's Ricard. And you never know which one you're going for. So I guess that really sets what you should be doing, and that you should be as vague as possible. And then if you're asked for something more specific, guess or give what you know to be the correct answer. Like tonight, I didn't know that her name was pronounced Ellie King. In fact, that Rob Schneider clue came up in trivia a few weeks ago. But yeah, I probably would have said L King. I don't know if I would have been dinged. Probably not. But better to be safe than sorry. Just go with King. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Still pretty peeved about that. And now I will leave you to mull over what I might be throwing around after the tape goes off. Alrighty, we will see you tomorrow as Carter, our new champ, seeks to defend for the first time right here on the Final Wager.